Awesome. Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Thank you so much for joining us on session 3, day 3 of the Go to College series hosted by the First Year Experience Program. My name is Adriana So. Adriana So Yinashek, Zipana Nishlan, Kiani Dashashin, Sedesh Gisni Dashchek, Oge Dashanella. Hi, everybody. My name is Adriana, and I work as a program associate with our college access team for the American Indian College Fund. I'm Navajo, so I just introduced myself in Navajo language. And originally I'm from Gallup, New Mexico, but I currently reside in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So I've been with the College Fund for the past 3 years, and I've also worked with the First Year Experience Program to throw the Go to College Summer Series, which is a virtual series that lasts 3 weeks to help those students who are new to college or those who just need a refresher, a little bit of motivation to get back into college, that we host right before, classes start and everything. So we've had 2 really awesome guest presenters so far. Yesterday we had Dr. Ressler, who was representing Sitting Bull College and did a really amazing job at breaking down your first year into different steps, into the different areas of what might that you might face and everything. So now we have some other representatives from the Arizona State University who are going to be talking more about breaking down your first year of college and how to build that strong first year experience. So before I get started, I'll go ahead and let Sean, who's my co-host as well, introduce himself. So Sean, feel free to introduce yourself.
Hello, good afternoon again, and it's good to see some returning faces on the call, as well as introduce myself to our new people joining today again. My name is Sean Matsui. Sean Matsui, and a class in Ishlan. Pretty much born and raised out here in the Southwest. Happy to be here again. Again, this is the last session of week 1, so we're looking forward to get rolling with week 2 and 3 down the road. So it's excited. We have some good speakers here, some amazing speakers here from my alma mater, Arizona State. So I'm sure they have some really great insight and information to share with everybody on the call. So happy to be here.
Awesome, thank you. So, like I said, we're in our, or like we've been saying, we're in our last session for week 1. So this is where we're at, building a strong first year experience. And then we'll pick back up again next Tuesday. All the sessions are going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. Make sure that you're noting the time zone. I know we're all coming from different areas, so definitely make sure you're double checking that. And then we'll have our week 3 starting in August, and we'll end on August 7th. So make sure to have those planned to attend. If you haven't registered for any of these sessions or want to find out more information about them, please visit our website, collegefund.org/go-to-college. We'll put that in the chat as well, the link. You can find all the information there. You can also find the event evaluations for week 1 sessions. If you didn't get a chance to fill those out, those are also on the webpage as well. So please feel free to utilize that. That's where we're going to be posting a lot of events as well as on our social media. We are Native Pathways on Facebook, Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it, and Instagram. So make sure to follow us there to keep up to date with future events as well. And then, like we've been saying, we're giving out prizes, a variety of different prizes. The more sessions that you're attending, the bigger the prizes are going to get. So our grand prize is going to be that Lenovo laptop. And just for attending 1 session today and completing the event evaluations, you'll be eligible to win an Amazon gift card. The key thing is you must submit an event evaluation, which we do post at the end of each session. That's your ticket. So the last session for this week will be the last section on the event evaluation. Make sure you tick that you attended, and then you'll be automatically into tier 3. So you'll be eligible to win a tablet. So you're already in the running for something good. All right, so I don't want to take too much time, but we have 2 really amazing guest speakers, both coming from the Arizona State University. So Penny is a member of the Atakaku Cree Nation. I'm sorry, I probably butchered that. And serves as a student success and retention coordinator at American Indian Student Support Services at ASU. She brings expertise in social work, case management, research, and advocacy with a deep commitment to supporting Indigenous student achievement and well-being. Along with Penny, we also have Kelly, who is a student success and retention coordinator with American Indian Student Support Services at Arizona State University. She is a proud Diné from the Navajo Nation and brings over 7 years of experience in higher education with a strong commitment to supporting Indigenous students in their academic journeys and fostering inclusive learning environments. So, Kehet, thank you so much for joining, both of you, and I'll go ahead and let you share your screen.
Good afternoon. Okay, sorry, we are just figuring it out here. I'm gonna go ahead and introduce myself. We're from ASU, as mentioned. We're going to be talking about Indigenous excellence at ASU, building a strong first year experience. So kind of some things that we're doing here at ASU that's being helping foster success for our first year students at ASU. As mentioned, my name is Penny Harris. I come from the Ethekavuk Cree Nation, which is in Saskatchewan, Canada. I am not an alum of ASU as of yet, but I will be starting a grad school program here in the fall, as well as being an advisor, or sorry, a coordinator here at AISSS. And I'm going to go ahead and let Kelly introduce herself as well.
Hello, Yate, She'e Kelley Willie-Olivarez in Shet, Twitch in Slots, and Jenny Bashchin, Tina Jenny Dashachek, Ani Dashanella, Sebadaga Yasid Nasha. So, hello everybody. My name is Kelley Willie-Olivarez. I am one of the student success and retention coordinators here at Arizona State University, and I'm primarily located at the Tempe campus.
This is a different video.
Welcome to Arizona State University. We are excited to have you join us as an Indigenous Sun Devil.
We invite you to visit American Indian Student Support Services, known as AISSS, which develops Indigenous programming, individual student support, and acts as an advocate with you.
You'll be able to connect with other Indigenous students and staff who are dedicated to your success and experience warm, inclusive spaces which students like you have affectionately named Home Away from Home.
ASU also offers a variety of clubs, organizations, and resources to specifically support your experience from beginning to end.
The Alliance of Indigenous Peoples brings together all students who identify as Indigenous and organizations from campus that support them.
The Student Success Center is here to support you with peer success coaching, where you can meet with someone like me to help you navigate your college experience.
Once you've completed your ASU experience, you can join us at American Indian Convocation, where we celebrate graduation.
Welcome to Arizona State University.
Welcome to Arizona State University.
Welcome to Arizona State University.
Welcome to Arizona State University. We're glad you're here.
Okay, sorry about that little delay there, but we think we've got to figure it out now. So yeah, at ASU, we are called AISSS. It's easier to say than American Indian Student Support Services. And we like to call ourselves Home Away from Home. Some of the goals that we have at AISSS is we want to create a space that's comfortable and safe for our Indigenous students, someplace they can come and feel like they're going to be surrounded by other students who have experiences such as them, staff who look like them and have similar experiences. We hope to build relationships and networks with students amongst each other, amongst different departments, with our different student organizations. We utilize student data analytics, and I'll get into that a little bit later on how that helps us proactively ensure student success here on campus. We are trying to make sure that we reach our online students as well and provide programming and services to them. And then we just really want to increase our visibility on campus, do a lot of outreach, tabling events, just so that we're getting known on campus as a strong team. And then that's.
So when you come to AISSS, or to ASU in general, we are actually located on all 4 campuses, so throughout the Valley area. So Tempe being the largest, so that's where myself and Penny are located. This is our team. So our director is Jim Larney. He is from Muskogee Creek from Oklahoma. We have our administrative assistant. She also helps with just different areas. She's our student worker, so she is a student here. Vicki Baldwin down on our downtown campus. Sam Fisher at our Polytechnic campus, and then we are also on the West Valley campus as well. And our coordinator there, her name is Valeria Lopez. So these are your ASU aunties and uncle. We also do have student workers. So they're actually called CISWA assistants. So they're named after the first director of AISSS, and his name was Cal Sisua. Our elder in residence program. So this is something that we've had going for, I'd say, approximately 3 years. Basically, it's a program that we bring in a local elder. So this is Janelle Allen. She is Navajo and Cherokee, and she spends about 25 hours a week coming to campus. She goes to all three out of the 4 campuses, she goes to 3. So she just provides different expertise as far as like traditionally talking to students, making that connection, whether it's like cultural or academic, social. She also does different events as far as like talking circle, which was very, very successful as far as, you know, having a space for our Indigenous students to come and meet, and just having that space to, whether it's, you know, getting something off your chest or, you know, celebrating a win. So it's not all, you know, I'm struggling here, you know, this, you know, I miss my family, but also celebrating those wins. So she made that really good connection with our students. And, you know, she's that grandma here. She brought that presence, and, you know, students would come seek her out and they would ask, you know, is she available to talk? You know, I had this experience and I want to share it with her, whether it was good or bad. So it was, you know, it was good for us staff as well, because, you know, she would offer us smudging. So we have a space here in one of our, we have a space at all of our locations where we can smudge. So she would do that. She would offer it for our students, you know, do you need a smudge? And we would come into the conference room and, you know, she would either say like a little prayer or, you know, just kind of help guide you, I guess, in a sense, whether if it's you're celebrating something or you just maybe need some, you know, some reassurance as far as like maybe a test is coming up. So she offered that, and it was really, you know, beneficial to our students. So yes, definitely that was something that was a program that was great for us and our students. Like I had said, we are located in the valley. We have 4 different locations, so downtown, Tempe, Poly, and the West Valley campus. So when you come to our spaces, if you're you're going to be new going into whether it's a community college or a big university, you're going to realize that a lot of the spaces that you enter, whether it's like a library or, you know, any space, you're going to have to pretty much pay for a lot of things. So one of the main perks that we have here in all of our centers is free printing. So that's what brings a lot of our students in. They come for a free printing. We have computer stations. We have a meditation room. We have study spaces. We have a full kitchen. So we have a fridge. We have a microwave. We have a station where you can refill your water. So again, when you start school, you're going to realize that you can't eat out every day. So that's why we provide that amenity to our students is, you know, bring your lunch, you know, come and store it there in between classes, come and, you know, it's there for you. So we also provide snacks, different cultural workshops and presentations. So usually, you know, as Native people, we gather around food a lot. So at our different events, we have food. We always have food, and that brings in the students as well. So you're like, oh, hey, free food. You know, I'm a college student, so of course I'm gonna look for free anything. So free printing, we have free food, we have free snacks. So, you know, finding those spaces, whatever college or university that you're going to be attending, find those and find your safe space on campus. For our students here at Arizona State University, it's going to be AISSS because you can connect with the different students. You can connect with the staff because they look like you. They can relate to you. They have those same experiences.
To really benefit our first year students and all our Indigenous students in general is one of the things is spirit. And we're going to dive deep into that one in a minute. But basically that's a transition program for our incoming Indigenous students. And it helps to orient them to the campus and to the programs and services we have here. Elder in Residence, as Kelly discussed, that's one of our main programs that we provide. Indigenous Sun Devil Transfer Program, and that's a program to help foster a good connection, a seamless transition to ASU if you're coming from a different university or a community college. Case management, so that's something that we are going to be starting new this year, and I'll talk a little bit about that more, but basically it's a monthly check-in with our students who are going to be part of Spirit, which is our first year program. We also have AISSS Highlights, which is a monthly new e-newsletter that goes out once a month. Goes out to over 20,000 subscribers, including any Indigenous students who have self-identified. They'll start receiving this once they're here on campus. We provide the newsletter to several staff, faculty, and several alumni as well. And then for that, we share information monthly about scholarships, internships, on and off campus jobs, fun events that we're doing, and just kind of some fun facts. It's just really kind of providing a lot of information on a monthly basis to students just to keep in touch with them. Then at ASU, we also do Salesforce. And what that is collecting data on our students so that we can kind of track and find out who may be experiencing some challenges, so that we can reach out as coordinators to the students. Some of the campaigns is what we call them. Some of the campaigns that we reach out to students for, maybe they have a really high balance. So we want to reach out to them and let them know about, you know, scholarships, talk to them about possibly loans, like whatever is we can do to help them succeed and keep their balances down here at ASU. And then also another campaign we get is not enrolled. So for example, that would be one that we would work on in the summer. So we have students who have been admitted, but they're not enrolled. Or maybe a student is unable to enroll because they have a high balance. So we want to talk to them about things like that and solutions. So like I said, we're going to talk about Spirit, which is our first year, first time student initiative. That's been really successful for us. How many years have we been doing it? I've only been here going on 3 years, and Kelly, same thing. But that's something that's been going on for, I think, about 10 years. Yeah, it's been a while. But that one's a really fun one. It's really exciting. We're working on that right now. We're heavy into Spirit prep. So it's a free program that we have that starts before school starts. So it's like an early orientation. We get our students in their dorms. If they're going to be living on campus, we get them in early, you know, when it's still pretty quiet here on campus. You know, they can kind of feel more comfortable because there's not a lot of craziness happening just yet. And it's been a really great way to help our students feel connected, and just comfortable on campus. So why join Spirit? So it is designed for our Indigenous students starting at ASU. It helps ease the transition from, maybe you're coming off the res, it's your first time in the city. It can be kind of scary. So we just want our students to have a warm welcome. We want them to build community with peers and mentors. So when we're developing the program, when we're getting ready, we employ our CISO assistants to come back early to assist with this. And then we also hire a couple more peer ambassadors, we call them. And they're generally students who have done the program themselves, who are currently student staff. But we connect them with our first year students because that's really important to have those strong peers and mentors guiding them. And then we provide programming to help with academic and personal success. And so in Spirit, and we're going to kind of break it down a little bit even more, but we do prep sessions and scholarship workshops. We connect with our faculty, Indigenous faculty, staff, and other students. We explore campus and then different resources on campus. We participate in some social activities, so fun things, so that you can, be making friends and finding other students, maybe from your community or in the same program you're in, and just really making those connections, building friends and making lasting bonds. And what I found as a coordinator here at AISSS is that the students that are making friends at Spirit are keeping those friends. And it's really beautiful to see, because we see these students, coming to our events, and you see them in their same groups and they're hanging out with the same people that they've met at Spirit, and they're coming to our welcome events, coming to talking circles, coming to whatever we're doing that week. We see them on campus. It's just really nice. Yeah, so this is what we're doing at ASU, but I know that a lot of different universities and colleges do provide these, early orientation programming. So I encourage you to look into it at your school, find what they're doing for early and for first-time students, because there are all kinds of orientation programs. Why Spirit? Because it has been successful. What we've found, I didn't want to overload too much data because that's no fun, but what we're finding here is that we're having a 96% retention rate from fall to spring. So we're not losing any of our students, maybe a couple here and there, things happen, but for the most part, we've got a really strong retention for our students to follow through for that first year, because that first year can be a real struggle. It's a lot of change, a lot of growth, and we're trying to provide strong foundation for them for that first year. And then we're going to share another video here. Now, go ahead.
I just met so many other natives and many different tribes. It's hard to put into words, but it's just a place that I know I can be home. I think that's the most important part for me. I don't feel like I'm left out here at ASU.
The thing with Spirit, I realized there was a lot of support systems for students. It was a great introduction to the programs, clubs, opportunities. So I did Spirit every year I was at ASU.
Coming from a large family like mine, the Spirit program for me was definitely a foundation. Get to know other departments, other resources, and as a freshman, you don't really normally ask, right, juniors or seniors these questions, but you finally get this opportunity, a very intimate opportunity to ask these questions with your peers. It was, I feel like, every freshman's dream. When it came to scholarship information, to just help I needed when it came to applying or even, doing anything, you constantly had that support throughout your 4 years.
The whole point of Spirit is to make sure that kids do finish through, and not all of them make it. So when I wanted to be a Spirit ambassador, I just wanted to share all the cool stuff I'm doing, all the things I've learned, and the potential that's there for you if you just take advantage of it.
After Spirit, a lot of the ambassadors will tell you, at least my freshman year, were like, if you ever need help, reach out. I think that's really cool because you build like a connection, a bond. That's what the Spirit program does. It's awesome.
It's just a big journey, but I know that I would never be here without the support of people or giving me opportunities that they have the knowledge and I would never have received if I didn't talk to them.
I can go to these places and say, I need help, and they're there. Or even going to a peer and say, hey, this happened to me. Did this happen to you? And you have that sense of community, which is extremely grounding and helps get you through your 4 years. I didn't think I could even finish my senior year, but this community here helped me, and that's what AISSS and departments that are similar to it really do for the students here.
I'm about to go work for Congress this summer, you know, and just reflecting on my family history, like where we come from. And I don't know what it would be without having this program.
I think that's the main thing for me. I just want to go back home to help my people in my community. I got this education because I wanted it, and I'm here to prove that it's possible for other people here.
I feel like Spirit it set me up really for these 4 years that I've been here at ASU, and I've excelled, I would say, from its experience.
So our Spirit participants come in on Tuesday, and if you're going to be living on campus, they have the chance to move in early. So meaning, you know, a week early, they come in, check into their dorms, and then we do have a welcome ceremony here at the main campus at Tempe campus. And basically it's, you know, you can bring your family and we feed you. You get your family and yourself get to meet the coordinators, get to meet, you know, the other leadership, you know, who it gives your parents and family a sense of, you know, okay, now I know who my student can reach out to, where, you know, where are they going to find help? So just giving them that sense of, you know, I guess, relief, as they know who we are as a department, and other different departments that we work with, that we partner with. So we do that, and then after, you know, the different breakout sessions that we have, we do have like a little after party. So that's held at the Labriola, and that's an Indigenous led library here at the Tempe campus, and as well as the West Valley campus as well. So it's just kind of like a fun event. We do have like a DJ, we have board games. We just have different things going on then. And here's some photos from Spirit last year. So in the top left corner there, you'll see our peer ambassadors, our Spirit peer ambassadors, and a lot of them were either Spirit participants. So they did experience Spirit, and they get to pass that knowledge on, and, you know, their first year, their second year, whatever year they're in, you know, all those experiences that they've gained, they get to share it with the current incoming Indigenous students. So it's not just, you know, breakout sessions after breakout sessions. We do encourage, you know, having the team building, the bonding with the other students that look like you. So we sometimes go to the SDFC. So that's going to be the Sun Devil Fitness Center. And that's going to be the bottom right photo down there. And it got really competitive. I don't know. I guess as natives, you know, when it comes to sports, it's, you know, all or nothing. So they got really into it, and it just helped them build that connection with each other. And, maybe I don't know, maybe they still play together. I don't know, but, just making that connection there. So this is one of our heavier days as far as like the different breakout sessions. Each student will stay at their respective campuses. So again, we have 4 campuses. They travel here, and then we start the day. So just different presentations, whether it's getting to learn more about AISSS, financial aid and scholarships. So I know there's a lot of questions about that. Students ask like, okay, maybe I'm short by this amount of money. That's why we bring a representative in from those different departments like financial aid and scholarships. We have a team dedicated solely for tribal scholarships. So learning who to reach out to, who to email, who to call. So just the different departments. We also have the students work on a personal statement. So we have a personal statement workshop. So how does that help a student? So, after scholarships, the initial meeting with the scholarship department, okay, now I get to work on my personal statement. So your personal statement is basically like a blanket statement about yourself that you can use for different scholarships. You just kind of tweak and tailor it to whatever scholarship that you're applying for. So we have the students do that. And also during Spirit, we offer little mini scholarships. So that kind of helps students stay engaged, really participate in Spirit, as opposed to just kind of like walking through and just be like, oh, okay, on their phone or whatever, but just kind of keeping them engaged. There is something that I'm working towards. Like I do want that scholarship. Maybe it'll help me with, a little bit of my rent or, food, a little bit of extra spending money. So we do have the students break for lunch, and usually they kind of stay in their little groups. So they're in little groups as far as maybe like 10 or so. So they go out on their own, and then we do come back, and then they learn about budgeting. So that is huge. So I was just talking to, Penny here about that. And, coming from the res, it's like sometimes students, it's their first time getting a bank account. So I think this is, something like this, learning about budgeting, that is something that would be a useful tool to somebody that just learning how to manage, their own money, and, you're actually adulting. Different tutoring services. So making sure, where those resources are at. And then once that ends there, we kind of get, okay, let's unwind a little. Let's get the fun flowing. So we, last year we did a bingo, and it, like the volleyball, it got so competitive. They did not want to stop. So we ran out of prizes, and they still wanted to keep playing. So it was really fun. And after that, we will take the students to the fitness center again. So open courts, whether it's basketball, volleyball, just different. I think they have table tennis, just different things there. So just, again, keeping them together, keeping them in their groups, and building that bond. So here, bottom left is going to be, I'll get to that here, but we take our students to the Heard Museum, and I'll talk about a little bit more about that. And then there is a picture of the coordinators, the elder and residents, and then some of our student workers. So each day, I think I forgot to mention the day before, but each day we like to have a theme. So Wednesday was Tradish Day. So it's whether it's wearing your turquoise, your beaded, your moccasins, your ribbon skirt, your different shirts that you would represent your tribe. So that would be Wednesday. And so Thursday would be our favorite band t-shirt day. So, we try to kind of keep it inclusive as far as, like, you know, not everybody watches football or any sports like that. So everybody has a favorite band, hopefully. So the day here, our students go on to, we call it Explore and Connect, but it's basically a scavenger hunt. And what the scavenger hunt entails is where we send these students looking for the different resources on campus. So that kind of helps them, like, where is the dean of students? Where is the counseling services? Where is the MU, the Memorial Union? Where can I find like dining, or where can I find Hayden Library? Just different resources around campus, so they become familiar with where these different departments are. Oh yes, and it's usually done. It gets really, again, it's always competition, so we give prizes for that as well, and it's, you know, some of them zip through like so fast. I think some by help of their spirit ambassador, but some of them, you know, you're like, oh, you know, kind of just kind of do their thing and don't really care about the prize. But a lot of them do. They're kind of zipping through a lot. And we do have a checkpoint in between there. So they do have like a mandatory 5 minutes to wait at the library. And then once that's up, they're gone again. So it's actually really fun. And then this day, we also do mock lectures with our students. So being a first-time student, you're going to wonder, okay, what is it going to be like in an actual classroom? So that's why we set up these mock lectures. So we bring in Indigenous faculty, actually, that work here at ASU, and they set up in the classroom, and they do a mini short, like a lecture. So you get a sense of what it's like, what's the first day going to be like, and, you know, what do I need to do? They'll tell you tips and tricks of, you know, like studying, or, you know, taking notes, what to ask maybe on your first day. So they let you know like what to expect. And then after the lectures, we have the Indigenous faculty, we have them sit on a panel, and then that's when the students start asking, you know, what if, you know, how do I get this? Or, you know, just different questions that they're not sure about, and they hear it from the actual faculty here. So that middle picture there, that is going to be our Indigenous faculty panel. And then the other pictures around are going to be all at the Heard Museum. So we end on a good, kind of like a fun, you know, no real sessions as far as like breakout sessions. We do provide a Spirit t-shirt. So that day is Spirit Swag Day. So we, students wear their shirts. As you can see in the previous photo, everybody's wearing the same shirt. We charter buses, so students come and come check in, and then we all travel to the Heard Museum. And the Heard Museum provides an Indigenous artist led activity. So they do that. And then we send the students on the museum scavenger hunt. And then here we do an Indigenous career luncheon where we bring in alumni from ASU, whether they're in their whatever profession they're in, they're CEOs, they own a company, different things, and we bring them in and we do a career mixer. So basically it's kind of like a speed dating, and we set up tables and they sit at them, and then the students move around and start asking them questions. So we can have like somebody from health, somebody from engineering, just the different majors that maybe you're not sure about, and you can ask those questions. And then that concludes our Spirit week. More photos, and then there's a picture of our peer ambassadors on the top left. And then some photos from the scavenger hunt. So they have to hit one of the So like Palm Walk, they have to take a selfie by it and we have to make sure that they stop there, just different things. So it's a fun time.
So ASU has really done, like I said, a good job allowing us to create programming for success for our Indigenous students. What we've found is that the biggest needs for our Indigenous students were financial needs, having a sense of culture here at the campus, being prepared academically, and then finding role models and mentors. Some of the challenges and hardships Indigenous students face that may be unique to them are finances, having enough money to pay for college, because it is a lot of money. It's a huge investment, and just finding all the resources you can to make sure that you stay on top of that. Location, like moving to the big city, like I had mentioned, that might be a real culture shock. Some of our Indigenous students, whether they're online or in person, maybe having access to internet, that can be a challenge. Being first generation, so not having that, support at home of family members who've been through this kind of thing before. So we're hoping that as first gen students that you're able to connect with your Indigenous community, your first gen community on campus, so that you do have that support. Again, culture, very, very important. And then just feeling supported. So one of the things that we're doing to address, a lot of these challenges for our Native students is case management. So what we'll be doing is a monthly check-in with our Spirit students, our participants. And this year we have about 90 registered so far, so a good number. We do generally have, several hundred students who are eligible for Spirit that we try and reach out to. But we do encourage students, if they're unable to make it to Spirit, to come and utilize our resources there for all our Native students. With our monthly check-ins, as you can see, it's kind of just, an email, a one-on-one in-person meeting or Zoom. And then by October, maybe a phone call, another Zoom meeting. November an email, December an email. And we're just basically wanting to check in and see how they're doing, if they're needing help with anything, what their short and long-term goals are. And maybe those have changed as they're, learning, living on campus, living in the city or what have you. And then of course, always letting them know about the different campus events, the different AISSS things that we're doing. Last year we did a Spirit reunion in January. It was a slumber party kind of theme. It was super fun. Everyone wore their pajamas. We played bingo again because they love bingo and prizes. So that was a lot of fun. It was nice to see our students. And again, a lot of them were with their same groups attending the event, and then continuing through the spring with more one-on-ones once a month, just so that we're keeping them connected, and then letting them know that we care. We're always going to be here to provide support for them. We're hoping that the outcomes will be, creating that comfortable, caring environment. Hopefully, they'll see us, wanting to help them, and then that for us, that'll give us referrals. They'll share with their friend, oh, have you been to AISSS? Oh, they have coordinators there. Oh, they're feeding us for this welcome event or what have you. And then of course, retention, keeping our students here and making sure they're successful. It's going to help us identify our students' level of needs to facilitate further programming development, and then helping us connect our students to other ASU resources, whether or not they're Indigenous based or not. So what we found was in connecting with our Indigenous students, building relationships, building that trust has been very important. Being authentic, being truthful about who we are and what we can provide. And by the best way that we found to do that is by storytelling, like sharing your own story. I think that's been really powerful for myself. Sharing, how I ended up at ASU and as in this position, and my road to get here. I went through psychology and then into social work. And then, it's been just kind of a multi-layered story, and finding that when I share my story with the students, that they open up to me and share their story. And that's been really valuable tool in our work here. So I encourage you to, again, find those people, that community at your university, at your college, where you're able to share your story and be, be proud of who you are and be proud of where you come from, and making those connections. And ultimately, we want our students to graduate. So we host a large event twice a year. We'll do it in the winter semester, and then again in the spring semester, which is a little bit bigger event, where we honor our Indigenous students by hosting a graduation celebration. We call it the American Indian Celebration. Each graduate is gifted a stole, and then we have various invited tribal dignitaries. We have a lot of our Indigenous staff and faculty who like to be involved. It's really a beautiful event where we can celebrate the successes of our Indigenous students.
So one thing that we encourage is to, wherever you're attending, to stay connected on campus. So with our students, our Indigenous students, our biggest platform that we use is Instagram. So we found that that's where, they get a lot of their information. So that's where we post a lot. So with different events, we host many events throughout all campuses. So like Friendsgiving. So we know a lot of students that, are either out of state or, don't have a vehicle here to travel home for, for fall break. So we host a Friendsgiving, whether it's just at Tempe or the other campuses, and we feed our students. And we have those, whether it's potluck style or whether it's catered. So again, a lot of our events are going to be surrounded, we gather around food. So Penny's our expert beater. So she's the one that helps put on the ASU Aunties Threads and Beatings. So that event originally started here at the main Tempe campus, and it was an event that she hosted, and it was the third Wednesday of each month. And, our base grew, and we got, I got involved. So that's why it's, ASU Aunties Beating. And it's just a space where students can come, whether it's they're taking a break or they just, they want to meet with the other students that are beaters, or, get an inspiration, start something new, a new hobby. So that's why we started that event. And, we have little snacks and drinks there for our students. Another event that we recently started, maybe within the last couple of years, is Indigenize ASU Week. So this is runs alongside the Native American Heritage Month, during Native American Heritage Month. And we wanted to do something where students could, participate. They could be proud and, show their native bling, rock their mocks, wear their traditional wear. So that's what we decided to do, kind of like a spirit week. And then home away from home for the holidays. Like I said before, we know a lot of students that either are from out of state, or they can't travel 4 hours home for the holidays. So what we do is we provide an event here, whether it's catered or potluck style. And we have like a hot cocoa bar, we have decorating cookies, we have a white elephant gift exchange, just something that we can have, they could, have that sense of, holiday, whether it's with their new family. So it's just something that we started and it's kind of taken off. So it's a really fun event. Like Penny was saying, we do host the American Indian celebration. And again, that's the end goal for our students. That's what we want for them as far as, you know, you've made it. And so we post on our social media, sometimes a call out again too for volunteers. So that's one of our social media posts. And then our Talking Circle series that was hosted by our elders and residents. So that was something that, again, I had talked about it before, Talking Circle, it was something that students needed. Our Indigenous students needed that. They, you know, being away from home, you know, missing home, and they would open up. You know, it was a safe space for them to open up. And they did. You know, I would help out and, you know, Penny would help out and we would hear, you know, the struggles that these students were facing. And sometimes it wasn't always all struggles, it was those wins. You know, I'm very proud of myself because, you know, I'm graduating with, you know, a 4.0, you know, and, you know, up the circle there, the other students within that circle, you know, they're there to help celebrate your win for you. So, and you never know, another student could be going through the same thing, you know, same struggle. And how are they dealing with it? Maybe that'll help me. So it was something that was very, very beneficial for our students was that Talking Circle. And it was held at, out of the 4 campuses, it was held at 3 campuses. So each time it grew. And again, it was centered around food. So we always fed our students. And here is social media. So if you want to check us out, if you want to give us a follow, you can find it here. And right now, any questions?
Okay, well, I know we are at time. We appreciate you sticking around for our presentation. Feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions. Yeah, you can find us on our social media or on our website. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, both Penny and Kelly. So thank you so much for sharing about the initiatives that ASU is doing for your incoming first year students. And I think something also notable to take away from the presentation is that if you don't have these type of programs or are interested in maybe helping your college start something like this, lots of colleges are always looking for student involvement and engagement and student-led activities, basically. So if you have any interest of wanting to help out with an orientation or to create like a peer mentoring program with the incoming first year students, I think that's something that a lot of colleges will definitely be more than willing to help you plan with as well. So yeah, thank you all so much. Let's go ahead and pick back up. So let me share the screen. So here's the event evaluation. Again, this is good for all week 1 events and sessions. So feel free to utilize this link. I didn't grab let's see. Let me just do this real quick. Let me grab the actual link for those 2. Yes, and then please visit our website as well. You can also find the links, the survey evaluation links on there as well. If you didn't get a chance to complete them, but here's the physical link for the event evaluations. Yes, so thank you. I hope you all enjoyed the first sessions. I think they all did a really good job about breaking down the first year and kind of giving you ideas of what to look forward to and to really fall back on community and find your support system once you do get onto campus and everything. It's really important to find that and ask for help and be involved on campus. If there's anything you're interested in or if something you want to try for the first time, I think, you know, this is definitely the time to do it. Not only your first year, but in college in general. Lots of different opportunities and funding and lots of different things are gonna be thrown at you, or you're gonna find out through your email or your school's bulletin board or whatever, social media as well. And my biggest advice is just to take advantage of all of those. Because they're readily available for you, and they're literally wanting like college students to take advantage of these opportunities. Most of them are going to be paid for. Most of them you'll do traveling, you'll get really good hands-on experience and lots of different things and ways. So definitely take advantage of those and really just be involved on campus. But yeah, Sean, you want to end off with anything?
No, I just want to say thank you again to our presenters and as well as our attendees. I know we had a little bit of a bump there in the beginning, but I think we're ending on a good note. And I know we had a good, eventful, productive week full of presenters. And I want to thank everyone for sort of taking the time to join us. I know we have another big slate scheduled coming up here for the next couple of weeks. So we look forward to presenting more information to everybody that joins us. So I hope everybody else has a good rest of the week. I know Friday's around the corner. We're looking ready to sort of head into the weekend. And I know the fall semester is right around the corner. We're almost in August. So we definitely hope you guys are able to sort of pull and absorb some of the information that we discussed today to really go into the semester with a little more hopes and sort of fully understandable of some of the resources around you. So I'll keep it short.
Sure. Thank you, everybody. Yeah. And then, like we mentioned, we'll be starting up again next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. The first session will actually be hosted by Sean and I. So we'll be sharing our helpful tips and tricks to find additional funding for college, as well as overall, just like other expenses and everything to look out for while you're in college. So we're excited to talk about that. But yes, we'll see you all again next week. I hope you have a good rest of your weekend. Please be safe out there. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day as well. Thank you.